My name is Troy Vincent. On August the 26th of 2020, my wife passed away 10 days after her 49th birthday. When I got to the hospital and I followed the ambulance that came to my home to pick her up when she started getting real pale and faint and lightheaded, and followed her to the hospital, and she passed away at 9:56 a.m. In the morning. And what I heard from the doctor, who told me, my brother-in-law, and my niece and nephew who were there, that they believe what killed my wife was a pulmonary embolism caused by traveling and taking birth control. Now, while this information is actually in this pamphlet, that you should tell the doctor before you travel while you're taking birth control, what this pamphlet doesn't tell you is there's at least 5 things that you should be aware of. And then it does mention diabetes. The other things it doesn't really mention, for one, if you're over 35, you shouldn't continue taking birth control. The doctor knew that, gave it to her. The pamphlet also doesn't say that if you're a secretary or a receptionist, or you're sitting and working in office and you're sitting 40 hours a week, because you can develop clots in your legs. They don't tell you all of that, see? All of that is how many women out there are actually working in receptionist jobs taking birth control pill and have absolutely no idea that them sitting there in that desk chair could be killing them. I don't think they know. My wife didn't know. My wife did not have to die at 49. We had a lot of plans for our future, and this was not necessary. And again, you may say what you want about her OBGYN. She just retired. And I would say at least that she was negligent, because even if my wife had said something about traveling, and I've read over the precautions, the side effects, and the dangers, and the directions, and it doesn't really go into enough detail. My wife didn't know that she was in that big of a high risk, and one of the things was diabetes. Well, on her death certificate it says hyperglycemic. She was never diagnosed with hyperglycemia or diabetes or anything. This was the only thing she was ever on. So maybe except for a couple times getting antibiotics way back when she was sick or something. But everything that I've understood tells me that doctor should be at least tried. I should be able to take her for neglect, because she should not have been given this to my wife. If my wife would have known the 5 dangers that she had, that she was at risk of 5 things, and she didn't even know about the hyperglycemia at all. So they should have been prescribing this to my wife. The CDC and all them, I've been on their websites, and they talk about the slight risk of you getting blood clots and them being fatal, that possibly being fatal, okay? Now, I've ran across many women telling me the same stories and similar stories of things that happened to them. This is the whole thing. Somebody needs to be tried for this. My wife did not have to die. My wife didn't have to die because of this. You understand? So what I'm looking for is I'm looking for an attorney who can grow a set if he doesn't already have one, because I know a lot of them have lost them somewhere along the line. And I want an attorney who has a real set and who's not going to come to me questioning what I already know. It's already in the books, and they skew the numbers by saying things like this. Let me repeat a line. The CDC or one of those. They say that now I do know, and this is aside from that, I do know that blood clots kill more people than AIDS, breast cancer, and car accidents combined. But they say there's a slight risk. Okay. Now, here's where they skew the numbers for this argument that if you're a slight risk. They say men are 20 to 30% higher, have a higher risk of getting blood clots, unless you're a woman under 55. Now, that's actually in there, unless you're a woman under 55. Also, what you're saying is all the women under 55 who are quite possibly all doing birth control, because I've met women up to 53 who are doing them. So it's very possible that they are hiding the truth about the dangers of these things. She took 3 out of this package, 3, and she's dead. My wife's gone. There's nothing I can do about it. But I tell you what, we got to change something here. So I want a lawyer to get a hold of me. I want a lawyer who has a set, who can go after these people, because this is not right. It's not fair. And this would not have happened, and me and my wife had a lot of futures. I've got new equipment sitting here and stuff that for her business and everything that's never going to get used now. And I want a lawyer to get a hold of me. I'm going to post this on my Facebook, and you can message me on here, or you can message me on Facebook. I'm going to post this video up. Please, any attorney who's got a pair, he can go after these people. I want you to get a hold of me. And the doctor is at least guilty of neglect. So even, if Anita knew a little bit, she didn't know, and they never said anything to her about sitting 4 hours a week. And no, well, they do mention that if you travel, I guess you're supposed to take that as the same thing. But you're a secretary, that's the same thing as traveling? Because, you always think of other things in your head, like maybe the traveling shakes the clots loose or something. You don't really think that you're getting clots while you're sitting in a chair in an office. Anyway, thank you. Please, get a hold of me. Please, thank you.